You mean like the Skyrim series?
No, the Fallout.
Right, Fallout series. I'd say no.
No,
Done well or
it
done badly?
used to be pretty good until Fallout 76.
No, we don't talk about Fallout 76.
Have you heard about Fallout 76?
I haven't heard about it, but
don't talk about Fallout 76.
I like the fact that he doesn't
so-
like it.
Well, I don't want to talk too much. I don't want to like sidetrack our topic today too much to talk about.
No, we can talk about it
failed
because I really
games.
think that's
But-
a really good topic.
So, are you familiar with the Fallout franchise?
I'm not familiar. Educate me, please.
Okay, so the Fallout franchise is basically every story is about nuclear fallout. Is set in like during World War II, right? I think.
No,
the
is
premise.
it Cold War? It's not World War II.
Oh, right.
It's like
Oh,
Cold
yeah,
War because
okay.
it's like mad, mutually
Some people argue we're still in the Cold War era, but
with a
different
different
country.
different countries.
right, Russia
Well,
and the
so
US.
the whole premise of Fallout is assuming Cold War or World War II went on, and everyone bombed each other. In the United States, a lot of people get to hide in nuclear bunkers. So basically, each episode you start with someone that left their bunker and start venturing off in the fallout, a
Nuclear
world with
wasteland.
nuclear fallout, hence Fallout. So, Fallout 1 to 4 are all
No, Fallout 1 to 2. But let's just talk about Fallout 3 onwards
Okay.
because it's different games.
All right, Fallout 1 to 2 is kind of like RuneScape,
Yeah.
kind of
RPG.
RPG.
It's actually kind of like a roguelike game, right?
yeah. Not really. It's more like RPG,
Oh,
more
yeah,
like
okay.
Warcraft, that type of game style.
Yeah.
But moving from Fallout 3, it became it's not FPS.
It's an FPS. It's like a FPS with an optional third-person camera that you can switch in and out.
Yeah, and it's always the whole franchise is always story heavy, and it's always like the whole point is about what kind of choice are you gonna make in a post-apocalyptic world?
Yeah.
What kind of faction are you gonna take? Are you gonna be with the humans, or are you gonna be with the guys that are because the world has evolved now. There are mutants, there are synthetic humans, robots. So which side are you gonna take?
Yeah.
It's a lot about
There's
dialogue,
different factions.
stories,
Yeah.
what kind of choice are you going to make? It's pretty interesting. It's always known for their really cool
Storytelling.
Original
storyline.
content
Yeah.
story
Yeah.
Really,
making.
really well
The
done.
gameplay wise is pretty cool. With each release, they have new enemy types, and you can do have romance option with the characters, friendship, yada yada
Character
yada.
building, points
It's
allocation.
pretty solid. It's not something that was like wow, mind blowing, but it's always solid. But they came out with a new game, I think, 2019 or
I think so.
2018. 2018, I think.
Oh, yeah.
2018, they came up with a new game called Fallout 76. So during the Bethesda con or announcement, they were like really hyping it up. It's like, oh man, this is gonna have like twice the size of the map, 4 times the whatever. Everything is hyped up. So
No, you forgot to mention the most important part.
it's online.
It was
feature.
multiplayer.
Yeah, it was multiplayer. Whereas with Fallout 3,
Got
for
it.
all the past releases, always a single player experience. They hype it up like crazy.
That's a very fundamental change in the way they market themselves.
Incredibly,
Multiplayer
yeah.
versus a story-heavy single-player game.
Exactly.
Yep.
Anyway, they try to do both, right? They try to have that story-heavy genre. They try to have that,
Off the top of my head, I can't think of a single game that could do both very well.
Honestly, that's a really good question.
It's not FPS. It's like Warcraft.
Okay.
I didn't play
No,
Warcraft.
World of Warcraft.
Yeah, I know.
Sorry.
I didn't play World of Warcraft. Does it have a really good story?
Yeah. It's got crazy good story and
Wow.
also multiplayer.
What about
Okay.
like Diablo? That one's not so good. I remember playing Diablo 3. I was like, this sucks.
Diablo has been solid and it's also multiplayer and story heavy. Yeah. But never I don't think
Fair
it's a thing that exists in FPS a lot.
Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. But anyway, back to Fallout series of 76 was just I hyped up and it was terribly dropped
Well,
again.
yeah, when it dropped,
Bugs.
basically, lots and lots of game breaking bugs, and it became very grindy. Well, it's
Right.
a very grindy
Yeah.
game, and it's also
Grindy
very,
as in
very greedy.
Yeah,
like,
grinding,
like
yeah,
microtransaction. Like if they weren't trying to gain like get a lot of money from the release, they're trying to drain your wallet with microtransactions.
Yep.
A lot of like, oh, you can buy this pants that you can wear in a game for $20.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
I just got a
Every-
pretty interesting.